Do you want to know how I color grade my iLog footage? Today I am going to show you guys how I color grade in DaVinci Resolve using my iLog footage. And first, let's take a look at the clips that I already color graded so you guys can see what we are working with. What's going on, everybody? I am walking to Target right now, but I wanted to test out this iLog footage here, show you guys outside. It's about 4 p.m. and kind of in a shadow area, so it's not as bright, but we're going to test out the color grading of this iLog footage. We are now in Target. I am currently looking at some towels. So we got some overhead lights here, pretty bright environment. Don't see anything I need, unfortunately, but let's move on. Just left Target, back outside. Sun's kind of setting. I was hoping to get more footage when it's brighter out, but it's kind of late, so this is the best I can do outdoor, out of the shadow. Let's go back home and do one more scene indoors inside my apartment, and then let's do some color grading. All right, everybody, we are back in the apartment now. I actually just took a shower, but we do have a couple of overhead lights. I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. It's not like a super bright environment. It's a little bit darker. It is the evening time now. It is dark outside. I just have a couple rail lights here. You can see there's a rail light up there, and then just a couple in the kitchen as well. And then we've got the one little like ceiling light over there by the closet. Not a whole lot of lighting in here, so we're going to see how this looks in the post-production. Also, the settings that I had throughout this entire video from when I went to Target and outside, 4K 24 frames per second. We are, as I mentioned, filming in iLog. That's the whole point of this video, is to show you guys how I edit iLog footage. And then the rest of the settings are in auto pretty much. So with that being said, let's head into DaVinci Resolve and show you guys how I color graded this. We are now at the desk here. I've got DaVinci Resolve pulled up on my computer, and I'm going to show you guys what I do for color grading. So I've got all of the clips here from the video that you guys are actually watching. So you're watching me edit the video that you're watching. So first things first, I mentioned this in a previous video on where to get the Insta360 GO Ultra LUT. Okay, so let me go back to the home page. So if you just type in Insta360.com, you get to this home page, and then on the top tab here for downloads, we click on that, and then we want to look for our camera. So in our case, it's the GO Ultra. We just click on the software here, and then what we want to do is get the Insta360 LUT package. So on the Insta360 Studio part, you'll see this tab for LUT. And then if we click download, okay, so once you download the zip file, you want to unzip the file. So depending on if you have a Mac or Windows, I will just do the Windows one. All right, so I moved it into this folder, whatever you move it into on your desktop. Just make sure you know where it is. We're gonna go back into DaVinci now, and then we're gonna go to the color tab, and then on the LUTs. Okay, since I already installed it previously, it's already part of the list, but if you have not installed it already, you won't see any of this. So if you click on any of the other folders and just right click open file location, it will pull up where the LUTs are. So for this particular one, the Astro Design, we want to go up one folder, back to the LUT page. So this is where all of the DaVinci Resolve LUTs are stored. And we want to move that Insta360 LUT to this folder here. In my case, I am going to drag this over, and we'll just replace the files so you guys can see. We can actually close these folders out now. And over here, you will right click and hit refresh, and then the Insta360 LUT package will be available then. And then what we want to do is go into the GO Ultra one. This will convert the footage we have to Rec 709 from iLog. So now you can see the colors coming back in, not as flat of an image, and we can start our color grading. Now you can leave it as is and it will work just fine. If you just scrub to the footage, this is pretty much all of the colors that are captured in the camera. So if you want to do any sort of tweaking to your own liking, this is where color grading comes into play. What I like to do is add in a few extra nodes here. I will use a corrector node and just drag it on there, or you can do a shortcut. Alt S on Windows is the default to add that extra node. For this first node, I like to just label it so I'm aware of what I'm doing with this. So I will just label it iLog, so I know this is the iLog to Rec 709. You can label it however you want to, but if we turn it off, you'll see it's going back to the flat footage, and then when we turn it back on, we got the color again. So the second node, I like to label this as EXP for exposure. And then the next one is saturation, and the next one is the contrast. And then for the last one, I like to add in an additional LUT, and that's just personal preference. I like to put a film look at the end of all of this. So this is just kind of how my ordering is. For the exposure, I will tweak the brightness of this using the lift, gamma, and the gain color wheels. So the gain color wheels will adjust the highlights here. Make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this here. So if we crank up the gain, you'll see the highlights kind of getting blown out here, which is not something we want. So I will just adjust it accordingly. So typically I will crank down the lift here because I want to show more of the shadows. For the midtones, I like to push them down a little bit more, but not too much. You don't need to go crazy. Just something that is appealing to your eye, basically. So, and then the offset wheel kind of does an overall brightness control. You can kind of see it. I like to push this down just a little bit here. I'm pretty satisfied with what I have here as a good starting point. So saturation here, I like to actually change this into the gamma to the DCI, and I also only work in the second channel. So what this does is actually doesn't adjust the saturation on all of the footage itself. It kind of channels into the skin tones a little bit more. I picked this up from a different channel. I can't remember exactly who it was, but that's kind of what I've been doing with the saturation. You can also add in an additional node if you want to change the overall saturation of the footage, but this is just kind of what I do as far as the skin tones go. So it's more of a minimal change than like an overall big picture change. Mostly I work with the gain wheel for this, but you can work with any of these. You'll see a big difference. So if I just crank this up, you'll see that the gain changed the overall saturation to more of a greener tone. So then if I lower it all, it goes more, I guess, magenta, purple, pinkish, but it's not overkill. That's the thing. So I don't like push it so far, but what I will do is work with the scopes here to get a little bit closer to the skin tone line. So I will push it down a little bit more to get some of those skin tones back. And then I will tweak some of the gamma a little bit here to kind of push it. Again, very minimal, not something you really need to do. I just like to tweak a little bit here and there. But that's what I do with the saturation. Contrast wheel, contrast looks already pretty good. Maybe I'll crank it up a little bit because I do like a little bit more contrasty look myself. That's just personal preference. For this LUT node at the end here, I will actually apply a film look LUT. I do prefer the Kodak. So I'll actually apply the D60 to this LUT here. Once I applied that additional film look LUT, the overall image gets much different than what I had it as. What I want to do is change the LUT value, the film look LUT value, a little bit lower. So down here in the colors, I will go to this tab right here, the key tab. So what I'll actually do is change the key output down to about 0.4. Looks pretty good. Something like that. So it's very similar to what we had before. So turn it off. You can see there's a very minor difference. Some of the darker shadow parts come out a little bit more. Again, this is all personal preference to you guys. This is just how I like to grade it. And then what I'll do is actually maybe go back into the exposure and push that up a little bit more to my liking. And push up the midtones a little more. So I think that looks pretty good. And then what I'll actually do is add one more node at the end here. So for this last node, I'll actually call it the tint node. And what I mean by that is I like to adjust my colors to be more on the greener side of things. Pretty much all I'll do is actually go to the color wheels here and go to the tint and just drag it to the left. So the overall image itself looks more greenish tealish, and that's more of a personal preference thing. You can change it however you want to. I am definitely no professional colorist for sure. This is just how I color my videos. I pretty much have 6 nodes here and I work with all of these. So the main one is the first one, changing the eye log to the Rec 709 to get the colors back, and then I will have an exposure, saturation, contrast, film look LUT, and then a tint, like an overall tint at the end here, which will cover the entire footage itself, because we're going left to right here. So anything at the end here will be applied to everything that we applied before this. So let's just play through this first clip and see. I am walking to Target right now. You can see it looks pretty decent to me, at least. I don't know what you guys think, but here we go. This is the next clip that's back in iLog, so we got nothing there. So if I do like this look and I want to apply it to other videos in the future, I will go into the gallery here, so the top left of DaVinci Resolve, and make a power grade here. So I actually have 2 power grades here. One is a power grade that I got from a different creator that I sometimes might play around with, but the first one is mainly where I keep my saved color profiles here. So if I do like it, I will just right click, grab a still of it, and there you go. This is the one. And then I can relabel it to something else, like this is the Insta360 GO Ultra LUT. And as you can see here, I've got other grades saved here that I've either created in the past or I got from other creators as well. Let's say we started fresh from this again. We reset everything. We're back to regular flat iLog footage. And if we want to apply that same grade, we just need to drag it right onto the footage and we've got all of our nodes back. Easy as that. Definitely highly recommend adding power grades, especially if it's a grade that you guys enjoy using for your future videos. This will save you tons of time by just dragging and dropping those power grades into your videos. If you do want to apply the color grade to your other clips, what you can do is actually click on that clip and then right click on your graded one and just hit apply grade here. Or you can do that power grade thing that I mentioned. You can go to each clip and just drag that over. If you want to do it for everything in your timeline, this is what I would suggest you do, is actually go into your timeline and actually add in a new adjustment layer. So we got an adjustment clip here. So I have my favorites here, but you can actually find the adjustment clip in the effects and just go right here. So I have it saved, but it is in the effects area. You can expand this entire adjustment clip through all of the clips, so it is above everything. And then we go back to the color tab and we can apply it to that adjustment clip. Just make sure that if you are doing it this way, that no clips are already graded that way, because it will apply it twice. As you can see, the footage looks so a little crazy because of the fact that we already graded these clips here. So we want to reset the grades of the actual ones that we already adjusted. So for this first clip, we want to make sure we reset the grades on that so that it doesn't get applied twice. So then if we got the adjustment clip, we can also, you can cut them up as well. So if you want certain clips to be tweaked a little bit here and there, you can definitely cut up the clips. So for example, I could be like inside target here, it's different lighting. We can adjust those a little bit differently than the outdoor clips. The lighting looks a little bit different in my apartment, so we might want to color grade that part a little bit differently than we did with the outside shots. And then you want to just make sure you're highlighted on that clip, and we go back to the color tab, make sure you're on the adjustment clip, and you can tweak this part however you want to. So if maybe we want this to be brighter or darker in this area, and then we're back outside. Let's say, okay, so we're going to the apartment now. Looks a little dark here. Let's crank up the shadows on this one. We turn down the contrast a little bit. Maybe add in some more green. And yeah, so we've got our original footage here, and then we've got our in target shots. So having that film look, LUT actually adds a little bit of the grain here. I am using the free version of DaVinci Resolve, so I actually don't think I have the actual film grain effect that I can apply. So using this LUT will actually do that for me, and this looks pretty good. So if anything, maybe I would add a little bit more green to the outdoor shots, because I do like the more like greenish look. Kind of makes it a little bit more cinematic. I don't know, that's just me. That's just personal preference. You can also use the curves, which are very useful. I'm not that professional in curves, but I have used them in the past. I kind of stick to the wheels. If you want to keep things simple, I would use the color wheels personally. But if you want to get more into it and play around with it, definitely look at the curves as well. I know a lot of people use the curves for that. This is a good starting point for you guys, using these 6 nodes here. But that is the easy way of how I color grade my videos. So everything you guys saw before this part, I color graded just the way you saw me do it right here. If you got any questions regarding any of this stuff, again, I am not a professional. This is just what I do personally. But if you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this. I don't do a lot of these educational contents myself personally. I figured maybe I'll show you guys what I do and go from there. But I do prefer making more short films and vlog style videos. So if you guys are into that, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.